Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for the MonsterArts Biollante, and I'm really excited of finally getting this one. I got mine as a special request at Tatsu Hobby, and basically this particular figure is an exclusive depending on where you live in the world. Luckily here in the United States, Bluefin Distribution does bring over Bandai or Tamashii products, kind of like MonsterArts, Figure Arts. And if you'll notice, if you're following the Dragon Ball line, certain ones are only available either in Japan, and United States. But elsewhere in the world, you have to get it through a third party, which kind of sucks for them. And this kind of goes along the same with MonsterArts. And basically, if you have a local store, you can ask them if they go through Bluefin Distribution, and if you want to get this one, maybe you can have them order it for you. And that's pretty much what I did with Tatsu Hobby. So I'm really happy of getting this one. This is a huge box, as you can see there. I mean, here's my hand. It's a really big box. Just size comparison, if you have the Godzilla already, just look at that. And yeah, it's just big. It's kind of hard to maneuver this on my desk, and especially with one hand, so I'm just gonna switch my camera out and look on the side. Right on the side here, you got like a black and white illustration of Biollante, really nice, and action shots for Biollante, and some information in Japanese over here. I also want to point out, this is a bit of a heavy figure. If you can, try to pick this up locally on your hobby shop. Otherwise, getting the ship it's gonna cost you quite a bit. It's a heavy box, so I'm trying to pick this up. And on the top, you got Biollante right there. And let me see if there's anything underneath. Some more stuff. All right. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and open the box. Alright, so inside there's a couple of clamshell, which it's kind of hard to open up, but you open it up, and actually let me just take this out of the screen. And get the main body of Biollante right here. Looks amazing. And each half of the clamp, you get the two, pretty much the tentacles right here, which I'm just gonna take out and put onto Biollante. Alright, so before I get into the tentacles and legs, I would like to point out the batteries. This particular figure does not include batteries, mainly because shipment of batteries might lead to leakage or explosion, depending on how much heat is introduced, possibly, or how much you shake the box. And I think there's been a law banning delivery of batteries with the said toys. So that's why it does not come with batteries. But you can buy them. There are plenty online. You can check eBay, Amazon, everywhere. And also, thanks to Diego Doom, as a heads up, he posted this on his, I think, Facebook or YouTube, that you can get the batteries. He recommended getting the 357 or 303. I got this one from Energizer, which is basically the same button cell as AG13, LR44, and their 1.5 volt button cell batteries, for the watches. It just differs in I think quality or performance. So this one lasts longer, the Energizer ones, as opposed to this regular cheapo batteries. But since it's just a light up feature, I don't think it warrants to go with performance unless you want to have it lit up for a long time. So it's up to you. But I just went ahead and get the better type of battery. So you get one of your Philips. Open this up. There we go. And I think there's some instructions in here telling you to put the negative side, which is this part here, the underside here. So I'm gonna put 2 in there, like so, and close it. There's actually a slit there, and you'll normally see that on other toys when they have batteries already included, so you just remove the tab. So technically they could have added that, but I guess they just decided not to include the batteries. So there we go, and let's just do a quick light feature on this one. So I'm just gonna close one of my lamps. And the first one I think is, well, this is the other one. This is red. Then you have yellow, which is a lot dimmer. So let me try that again without the other lamp. It's too bright. There we go. Barely see anything. So that's the yellow one. It's kind of dim, but it's there. Maybe my camera setting. And the red one, which is a lot brighter, as you can see there. Really nice. It looks orange in my camera, but it's actually red. Alright, there we go. So I'm just gonna open this up again, the lights. Alright, and going into details, again, it's a lot easier to look at this now with all the tentacles, which we're gonna look a bit later on. So just looking at this awesome figure, all the details. I mean, aside from just looking at this and just amazing, you can feel it, and it's one of those, you know, really great things about having one of this SH MonsterArts. The texture, can use more than one sense to appreciate this. Although I would not taste this. But as you can hear the scales. And actually, I just recently watched Biollante, and basically came from a hybrid or a rose mutation. And it's actually a great movie. Highly recommend watching it, especially if you're curious where Biollante comes from. And basically, the scientists kind of splice the gene of. I don't want to spoil it's spoilers, but basically, she spliced the DNA of her his daughter to a rose, since there was an accident, and she kind of wanted to preserve her spirit, and thinking that it'll live on with the plant. But there was another incident where there's an earthquake, and to preserve, you know, the last remaining rose, she infused it with the Godzilla's DNA, and eventually went. I mean that thing just went crazy and evolved into Biollante eventually. Actually, I think Biollante has 2 forms. You get the rose one, where there's a big rose, so it's basically a big plant in the middle of the lake, and later on she mutated into this monster, which is kind of like the final form. And yeah. Again, just the great details. You get this black spikes here. Scales, just amazing. Just the detail. And you got this kind of like web. Then you have the belly, which I think it's is it full? I think, not sure if it's full of toxin, or I think some sort of radiation, which she kind of fired at Godzilla later on in the movie. So that's really nice. And in terms of articulation, you can move this up. Let's see my camera a bit here. You can move this up, then you could just pretty much move that part right there to be connected. And I think it tells an instruction not to move it too far back, because I mean, this is just jointed, but I mean, each part of this is jointed, as most SH Monster are, just that it's limited in articulation. But it's really nice. But I think it's just connected here, but you don't want to push this all the way back, you might break it. Other than that, you have a bit of a movement there, and a really nice mouth details. You got this nice tusk. Then you can open the mouth. not much. You got all the teeth right there, even on the top of the palate. Really nice. And the eyes. Actually, the eyes, there's not much detail on it. That's just basically, you can see the white. There's no pupil, but there's a little bit of red on the side there. But yeah, really nice. And on the underside, you get the, again, battery compartment and screws here to hold these 4 parts here. Alright, so that's it for the main body. Let's go over the tentacles. Actually, not sure if I should call this tentacles or limbs. It does remind me of a Venusaur vine whip. So this is a really nice textured, and each part of this is a joint. There's a joint, ball joint, or double jointed, so we can move it, rotate it, and this is fairly sturdy compared to, well, a little bit of QC issue or quality control with my King Ghidorah's tail, where just it's kind of easy to pop off like that, but when you put it in, it just snaps off easily. But this one, put it back on and it stays there, so that's good. And you get a little bit of movement here too. And these are numbered, so this is R1, and each one of these, I believe, are right there. They're numbered too, so it's easy. Even in the packaging, the clamshells have letters on them, so if you want to put this back, it's easy. So that's a really great thing that they did. So for this one, you're just gonna pop it in, and there we go. And then we'll just move this mount. It's kind of like a Venice flytrap. And let's just open this right there. So you get a bit of a tongue there. So it's kind of like this. It's a small mouth. And there we go. And again, you can move that anywhere you want to. And I'm just gonna go ahead and continue adding each part of the legs. And I think you kind of use this to move around. It's actually kind of surprising how they did the production on the movie, how they moved the whole thing. And it's the whole thing like an armature. I don't think there's a person inside this, unlike Godzilla. So that's kind of interesting. And there we go. Actually, another problem for me is where to store this. It's rather big, and I just have a shelf where I put all my Godzilla figures. And this will pretty much take up a lot of space, although I can put the other SH MonsterArts on the side here. But nonetheless, I'm really happy getting this. It's a really great treat for myself. Loving this SH MonsterArts. Alright. So open that up and just put that back on. Oops. Really hoping I don't have a loose joint. There we go. So this is R2, which connects right in front here. It's not going in. There we go. And I think it's there. Alright. Still need to play around with the head and okay. And one last one. This is taking a while. Alright, so just bear with me, I'm almost done. There we go, I got all the tentacles, and I just want to point out some of this has a bit of kind of like the vines. Well, I mean the whole thing is a vine, but kind of attaches there. Actually kind of makes me wonder what if they have the rows also. You can swap the head with that. I think that'll be a little too much. But there you go. That's Biollante in awesomeness. Just big, plant-like monster. In a size comparison with Godzilla. Alright, so Biollante is a 1989 movie, and the Godzilla we have is the 1994 version, which is the one who went against Space Godzilla. I think from the movie they're almost similar in terms of design, and I'm slowly getting into familiarity of the different Godzilla and in the suit in different years. Each one is different and has their own characteristic. In particular, I'm really excited for the Godzilla 99 version, or the Godzilla 2000, which just came up. I'm just waiting for the package. So we have it right next to this Godzilla, which I think is a good representation. And again, this is just amazing. Just look at the size. Biollante could easily overpower Godzilla, but as we all know, nothing can really, beat Godzilla. He's just too powerful. And yeah, so here's a size comparison. And for those who have Pacific Rim figures from NECA, I have the original one or the battle. So I'll go with the battle damage one, second release. So just a size comparison. Gypsy Danger is as big or as tall as Biollante. Yep. And I think that's kind of cool. And I think of an actual, in terms of size or actual height, Gypsy Danger is about 80 meters tall, and I believe Biollante, according to the wiki, is 120 meters tall. So this is not to scale. If I think it's Gypsy Danger should be as tall as the Godzilla right here, and to have it in terms of perspective, the actual height. But nonetheless, if you have those figures, you can create awesome battle scenes. And who wouldn't want to see Gypsy Danger fighting Godzilla and Biollante and other monsters out there? Again, yeah, it's amazing. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Other than, I can turn on the lights again. Let me put this aside. Again, the yellow one, I think it's mode number 1, doesn't really light up as much. And where is that? Oh, okay, it's right there. So that's the yellow one, and again, it's not much. It's like a faint light. I adjusted my brightness, basically put it to 0, and you can see it right now. Let me go to the red one, and the red one's a lot brighter. But you can actually see the yellow in person, as you can see in the camera right here. And then we go to the other one, and the red one, a lot brighter. I actually kind of like the orange one. But yeah, that's basically it. Alright. And pretty much wraps up the review. Again, this is a really awesome SH MonsterArts release. It is quite expensive. I paid about, I would say you'll get this around $200, and I paid about that much. It is expensive, but you are getting a lot in terms of just the mass. Comparing it to Godzilla, as you can see, and just a lot of intricate details. But if you're gonna compare it with the other two big ones, King Ghidorah and Destroya, it's actually kind of hard. I think for me, out of those three big ones, I would still say that you're getting more out of Destroya. But in terms of wow factor, seeing it, you probably want to choose between King Ghidorah or Biollante. But again, it just depends on which is your favorite monster. But here it goes. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the review. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. So till then, this is Meats. Thank you for watching.